Somewhere beneath the sands of the Arabian desert lies a city that vanished so completely, historians spent over 1,000 years arguing whether it ever existed at all. The ancient Greeks called it a myth, the Romans called it a legend, but one book called it real and named exactly how it would fall. That book was the Quran, and the city was Iram. For centuries, Iram was dismissed as folklore, a desert fairy tale about a city of towering pillars, built by a people so wealthy, so powerful, they believed nothing could touch them. Traders spoke of it in whispers. Bedouins swore their ancestors had seen its shadow beneath the dunes after sandstorms. But there was no proof, no ruins, no coordinates, just a story that refused to die. Then, in 1992, everything changed. A team of researchers, using NASA satellite imagery originally designed to track ancient trade routes from space, spotted something impossible under the sands of Oman. Converging caravan paths, all leading to a single point in the desert called Shisar. When archaeologists excavated the site, they found the remains of an octagonal fortress, thick limestone walls, towers, and beneath it, a massive collapsed sinkhole. The city hadn't been buried by time, it had fallen into the earth itself. This was Ubar, and many researchers believe Ubar is Iram, the lost city named in the Quran 14 centuries before satellites ever existed. So what made this city so significant that it needed to vanish? Iram belonged to the people of Ad, an ancient civilization of extraordinary wealth and physical power. The Quran describes them as a people, the like of whom were never created in the land. Builders of towering structures, masters of a lucrative frankincense trade route that made them one of the richest civilizations of the ancient world. But wealth turned to arrogance. Power turned to tyranny. When the prophet Hud was sent to warn them, to call them back to humility, to worship, to justice, they mocked him. They believed their strength made them untouchable, that no force in creation could bring down what they had built. They were wrong. Surah Al-Fajr describes their end in a single, devastating verse. Allah unleashed upon them a roaring, howling wind, for 7 nights and 8 days without pause, until the people lay overturned, as if they were hollow trunks of palm trees. And Iram, the city of lofty pillars, the pride of Ad, was erased from the surface of the earth. For 1,000 years, that was just scripture to most of the world, a cautionary story. Until the sinkhole at Shisar told a matching story in stone, a city that didn't decay slowly like most ruins, but collapsed suddenly, catastrophically, into the ground it stood on. Geologists have their own explanation. Centuries of groundwater extraction from a limestone aquifer beneath the fortress, hollowing out the earth until the ground gave way under its own weight. Science and scripture, describing the same fall from 2 different directions, one measuring the mechanism, one naming the meaning behind it. And that's really what makes Iram different from every other lost city legend. Atlantis was a philosopher's parable. El Dorado was a rumor that drove men mad with greed. But Iram was a warning, written down in detail, in a specific location, with a specific cause, at a time when no one had the tools to verify or disprove it. Modern archaeology didn't create the story of Iram. It just finally caught up to it. Today, what's left of Ubar is a modest set of excavated foundations in a quiet corner of Oman, a fraction of the grandeur the Quran describes. No pillars remain standing, no treasure rooms, just an outline in the dirt, and a sinkhole where a civilization once stood, convinced of its own permanence. Maybe that's the real lesson buried under the sand. Not the mystery of where a city went, but why civilizations still keep building the same way. Power convincing itself it's permanent. Wealth mistaken for protection. Strength mistaken for safety. Iram didn't fall because it was weak. It fell because it forgot it wasn't invincible. And the ground remembers what the people chose to forget.